we're just going to put him right inside. Take some of the Rust-Oleum's Mirror Effect, a little squirt bottle. Very gentle. Even my black cats that I collect. So even though I'm not sure if the final design we're going to be able to see that 31, but I do have, I just bought the number 1 and number 3. Now, I don't know about you all, but I know that when it comes to like Halloween, spooky season, fall decorations, I definitely don't put as much out as I do when I'm decorating for Christmas. I might go a little crazy there. But I love the whimsical, the spooky, the fun little toys that they bring out, the childhood memories of just a fun time. When my kids were little, we used to have Halloween parties, hay rides, bobbing for apples, scavenger hunts. It was so much fun to get these kids together, have those childhood memories. So creating little whimsical pieces like this, where I'm grouping old toys together, bottle brush trees, just the cute little things that they have out for spooky season just brings back those fun memories for me. So in today's video, that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing where I'm gathering little Halloween, be it new, be it vintage, be it a little bit older, whatever I can find out and about. Every time I see a piece, it just brings me happiness. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Yvonne and I am a secondhand thrifter. I love to go out and about searching for hidden treasures, things that others might not see as something special. I love to create with them. I love to fix broken. I love to paint over the things that are a little bit worse for wear and share with you here on the channel what I do to these items to get them back out into the world to be loved again. If that's your kind of vibe, hit that subscription button so you don't miss one of the videos. So when I'm out and about looking for littles, I call them littles, little decor pieces, old toys that they would have given out to kids via trick-or-treating, via stocking stuffers, whatever reason. I'm also looking for items that I can group them together to put them in a little vignette. So would you think an older little shaker box? It doesn't always have to be the whole like 9 yards of Halloween. So just sharing with you how I can transform this and make it into something that you can just hang, and then you can actually just take it out probably too and change out the decor. So we're gonna start right off with this little vintage antique. I'm not sure how old it is, but it caught my eye. I love the size. I love that you could hang it up if you wanted to, but you could also set it down, of course, with something on the sides to stop it from rolling because it's a round object. But let's get started off with this piece. But the first thing I need to do is I want to make a shelf in it because you wouldn't have much flat to work with, and then everything would kind of be like going in together. I want you to be able to see that design. So it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be straight up and down. Got that beautiful design on it. So we're going to kind of crisscross it, I think. So I'm just going to find, I want it more towards the bottom. So I just need to make a mark and go take it to the bandsaw and just make a straight cut and get it cut down. Okay, so now let's see where it fits. And all you don't have to tack it in, like make it permanent. You just push it down far enough that it just kind of stays there. So now we have a shelf. I found this ghost at Meyer's, and though it would not fit on this base, and this base makes it look really new, and then you'd have to constantly remembering to light it, I'm going to actually take it off because the white is not necessarily my jam. I'm a little bit antique-y and primitive. So yes, I am. I'm going to take it off the base. But you know what? This will be a good thing for me to save because last year I did a video on how I made these types of ghosts. So now he's just more of a sitter. You definitely could still put lights on him, but I want to give him a little antiquing, a little bit of age. So I'm just going to be mixing instant coffee in with some water. Since he's already been stiffened, I don't think just like doing a spray bottle on him will work. So just some instant coffee in there. And then we're just going to put him right inside. I'm gonna go ahead and wring him out. And then I'm going to go ahead and put him back on his little form and put him in front of a fan and let him dry. So I just built him up a little bit with some hockey pucks because I wanted him to be, one, a little bit shorter to fit in there too. So as he's drying, and then I did spray a little bit of stiffening agent on there, just in case getting them wet again took away their stiffening agent. But I think it'll be super cute, and I just have our shot fan that helps dry things blowing on it. He is all dry now, so let's go ahead. The fan definitely helped get him out of here. There we go. So our ghost is our main attraction here. Oh, he's so fun. So fun, but I want to be able to tuck him into the corner. Oh, how fun is he? Oh my gosh, I love him all aged and off that base. Now I want to put a little bit more decor over here. It's funny, I have these 3 little pumpkins, and I might go dip them into that coffee because I really kind of like that, and then maybe add one of the dark black trees to it. But I definitely think I want it to be aged like that. I bought these at an antique store in somebody's booth, and I thought, oh, they look like cobwebs to me. That's what they look like. We'll see how these dye. Oh, I think they'll dye just fine. It's some kind of a hollow mass inside, or a solid mass inside. Dare these little pumpkins try to be orange on me? Look at that. I'm getting them wet. I don't know if it was, I mean, because I wouldn't think it was what's underneath. It's just what it did when it got wet. So that's okay. That's okay. Well, we can work in layers here. So I'm going to take some antiquing wax. I want to darken up that little piece of tree anyway. I know, you got to trust the process, y'all. And I'm going to take some more of the decrepit dust. Like I said, a little bit of that stuff goes a long way. And then we're just going to work it out. Starting at the base. Oop, I forgot to tap off. Oh. Oops. Always tap off. You get a lot. It'll be fine. So is it making a difference? Oh, it's making a huge difference. Okay, let's see how these look with the ghost. Actually, it's a little Godwink moment that there's a little orange in there. So it's going to be decorated when I sell it for the spooky season, but since it's an old shaker, I'm not gluing anything down. That way they can reuse the shelf if they want, or they can use it as a shaker just for decor. But I'm just sharing with you, if you have one of these shakers, I have multiple ones that I love in my house, that you can use it and put a little piece of wood in it and make it a shelf. Okay, so let's see. I don't have a 31, but I have a 13. That How do I make it stay up there without gluing it on there? A little bit of alien tape would work. So if you think I'm completely crazy and you're like, what the heck is alien tape if you have not used this? It's supposed to be reusable or doesn't hurt a surface, which I'd find that hard to believe on a piece of paper. But I have had people say it's ruined their drywall. But when you have an odd object that you want to hang and you don't want to put a nail or screw or anything, people use it a lot for birthday parties and stuff like that to hang balloons and streamers. But yep, I want it big enough chunk that but it won't, it won't be stuck, that you can't remove it. You'll only ever be able to use the number 13 because I find it hard that it's not, after sitting there for days and weeks and months or whatever, that it would not ruin the back of this card. But that's just my guesstimate. So when you're out and about, number 13s, which is supposed to be an unlucky number, which I'm not superstitious, 31s, 25s, those are the things that people like to kind of emphasize. So yeah, there's that. So if you find those out and about, pick those numbers up. Old house letters, old letters from signs, numbers from signs is what I kind of meant. So yeah, there you go. I got it. Look at the shades all go together. And I think like if we stuck anything there, maybe I can cut down some baby's breath. Oh, that's really pretty. I usually don't stick anything down there, but yeah, just stick a little bit of baby's. This is dried baby's breath that I got off of Amazon, but the hue all goes together. Oh, I love it. It's just a little crate box, but filling it up with some stuff will be so much fun. So the first thing I want to do, like a looking glass mirror. I have this, just a plastic little frame, and then I can push this out to get to the glass, but I need to do a little bit of mirroring on this glass to make it look like it's a mirror. I'm just going to take some of the Rust-Oleum's Mirror Effect, a little squirt bottle, very gingerly, just one squirt's going to be enough because where the water is, the mirror effect won't stick to it. So I got to put my mask on. After it's dry, I'll just see if any of the it's so small, the water probably just, just attached itself, so we're just dotting it. Now I'm going to do some black. I want this to be black, and then a little bit of black in the background really gives it that mirror effect. And then we're going to stick the mirror in here. It needed to be that black. And I actually have this plastic witch. So you would think this is new. This is actually from the 90s. The other day when I was at Dollar Tree, I'm like, okay, look at all these little trinkets that are now vintage. The little candy holders that are now going in the hundreds, that are the old things that you would have got at Halloween 25, 35, 50 years ago. And now they're vintage and now they're worth a lot of money. And even this little guy has like a $10, $12 value now. This little girl, she's a witch, is valued because she's vintage and she's old. I almost wanted to just gather a whole bunch of stuff up from the Dollar Tree store and like throw it in a bin. And then when I pass, my kids can sell it and it'll be worth money and they'll be unopened. and because a lot of this stuff came from like the bendy knees, you know, that came from the 5 and dime stores. It got handed out to you with free and special. So it's just funny that, you know, we're into collecting now. If we only would have known to collect stuff like this or save your toys and, you know, actually don't play with your toys, or, you know, your parents are like, you didn't pick that up, so in the trash it went. But darn it all, yeah, that's how that goes. If we only would have known. Yes, having that mom that saves all your memorabilia is perfect. So I'm not going to, she's not going to get painted. She's staying as is. She is, if you want to say, tacky as all get out, but I love her. So that's why I wanted the mirror back here. And then God wink moment when I was at Needful Things in Charlotte. Look at, I know it's not the exact green, but God granted me with some bottle brush trees. Oh, so we get to add color in here. How fun. So I needed to see where I needed to put this before gluing the mirror on. I'm sure that this little crate came with something that I got at an auction. So bonus when you get to use something that's just kind of been laying around. I mean, the mirror might have more of a Snow White Wicked Witch, but still, I think it's, I like the vibe and I wanted something to be back there. And then hot glue's not, I could use the Gorilla Tape or the alien tape, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily always want to stick on these uneven surfaces like this. But hot glue is not going to ruin the bottom of this. You're going to be able to take that off. So if somebody wanted to, but it's going to be so cute you don't want to take it apart. I just like to give it a nice press down so it has a good bond and it doesn't hopefully come apart. If it ever does when I ship them, just glue it back on. Oh, it's so cute. And then I'm going to tier my little trees. And I am actually, because the bases are already black, I don't need to shorten them any. I'm going to leave them on the base. I always laugh that we never want to see our hot glue and we just think that things are magically bonded together. So recently I went to an estate sale and bought a whole little box of littles, like little Halloween. I'm like, what will you make me a deal on all of it? Though I thought this would be funny to put on the mirror. And then I had this little emerald eye kitty that I think would fit into the little, and then a little witch's broom, which is perfect. Though I was looking for a little spider, and I do have one little angry face spider. I thought there was more. Oh, here's one. Here's one. There you go. We'll see which one I use. I will need to pop. I don't know. Oh, it'll just pull out. I thought that would be funny on the mirror, and then to bring in that wood element with the cat. Just have the cat be in front here. Okay, let's go ahead and start gluing it together. I wasn't sure where it was going to touch. I might change my mind. I do have some of these black palms because he's covering up, the broom's covering up her face, or the little skeleton's face. So I think to fill it, I just put some of these black palms. Sometimes I think I save the weirdest stuff. So I do want to add a little pumpkin. And I thought it would be cute to make this into like a poison bottle, but that's really small lettering. So I'm going through my stash and look what I find. I save the weirdest stuff sometimes. So I'm just going to cut the word candy out of here and put it in the bottle. Put it on the outside of the bottle. I'm going to decide if I wanted to do a clear. I think I have a small clear one also. I have a small clear one. Oh, let me move that pumpkin. He's rolling, which has a little bit more age to it. And then I could and not put the cigarette on there, but so it's, you know, those talk about candies that they used to have. So I'm just going to cut out the word candy. I think I like the old, just the candy, I think. And then of course I'll put that back into my stash because I'm weird like that. A bit of hot glue to glue it on. I think it will stay on. Then we're gonna put some hot glue on this old bottle because like I said, I saved the weirdest stuff. It had a little jack-o'-lantern, you know, like jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, but the one side's kind of damaged. So we're just going to add it down there. So I have this little cupcake topper that's vintage that I bought in a stash. I mean, the hue is there, so it all kind of coordinates. Her hair's red, not orange, reddish orange. So I'm going to add it into this little candy bottle because I like the little face. Like, oh, he had too much candy. He got sick. I'm not sure if the hue of the green is going to match, but I don't care for the kitty's sparkling eyes. I just want to tone down those jewels. You gotta love those afterthoughts. I mean, I could age the back, but I was going to see if I could put some of this netting behind there. Like I said, it was an afterthought, of course. We'll see how I can add it in or not. Like I said, it does not rip. Not when you want it to rip, it doesn't rip. So I'm going to see if I can, what can I use to poke it in there? How about this pencil? Because I knew it was going to stick on the bottom of the tree. Needed some more behind it. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. Sometimes I just stare at a project for a little bit and then try to figure out what it needs added to it. I mean, once it's complete, you know, but sometimes you're like, this ain't it. This is not the complete look that I am looking for at the moment. So the thing with creating, you just keep working on it until you like it. I don't want our floor to be cleanish either, so we're going to cut up some littler pieces. I just didn't think florals would be the right choice. Now I feel like I can add a little scary spider to the corner of the outside corner of this. And then we're going to finish it off. Jolie's black wax again. I'm going to wait for that to dry and I'll clean it up. But then we're going to give the box some age. I did, when I was doing my staging pictures, that it was a little too black. So I'm using some of the gray moss to just add a little bit more depth and a little bit more swampy to this, just on the bottom of it. So for anybody that's a scrapbooker, a multimedia, or just loves to craft and do DIYs like I do, I heard a rumor that Tim Holtz had a little something special at Christmas time, so when I went searching, I ran across these, though you probably can't see them in the package, so let me take them out. If you watch my channel regularly, you know that I am a gatherer of vintage paper mache, old candy baskets, buckets. And Tim Holtz came out with a resin version. Oh my gosh, are they not the cutest? So the little choir boy pumpkin and the little scaredy cat. And they're just little, you know, like an inch. They're very, very super sweet, cute. So I was able to find these on Amazon. So I'll try to link it and see if any's left, but I didn't even know they were a thing. I don't even know if they were this year's thing or last year's thing or if I'm behind the times, but all I knew is my heart was happy and I really wanted to have them. So I'm going to actually, we don't always have to do like these grand, you know, it doesn't have to be overstuffed. I have two little drawers that came out of something, just little drawers, which are perfect to sit on your side. And then we're just going to make little, just little, like I said, it doesn't always have to be this huge, just adding a little bit of the season, of the holiday, of the, you know, into your core, just kind of makes you happy and remembers, you know, what dates on the calendar is coming up. There's that sometimes. So for the one with the little cat is what I'm going to start off with. I'm actually going to back this on the back of here. Now this is just, there's a lady that makes these at one of our local antique malls and sells them. But though you can see it does not fit, that's okay. I can just cut down. I like that it says the black cat. So unfortunately this wording doesn't mean too much to me for this piece, but then I need to remove the wire also. Just a little bit, because that equals out to the bottom of it, but you see I have that much thickness that I need to have it fit in there. I did have to sand a little bit to get this to fit. I did that off screen. But luckily it didn't take too much of the paper off. It just sanded the wood, which is awesome. So I think I'm going to put the brokenness down so you don't really see it as much. So we're just going to take some hot glue. Now Target has these trees on their $5. So it's four of them for $5. There's bigger ones at two of them for $5. But I thought this was like perfect to go back here. I mean, I know you're covering a lot of it up, but I'm going to take this off the base actually. So it's a little bit shorter. Sometimes they pull out, sometimes you have to cut them out. I try hard not to smash the tree though. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut the base, the metal off. I've already taken the base off. Then I'm going to decide, like, before I glue this, like, how do I want this to be? I don't want it to be super shiny, so I'm going to go ahead and use Little Back Dress by DIY. Even my black cats that I collect are a little bit blacker than this. So even if you watch my other channel, The Journey, look at the cute little black cat, scaredy cat that I found mug. Oh, it made my heart happy when I found that. Great thing to have. But watch tomorrow's video on my Journey channel where I show how I'm adding my collection of scary cats, the scary black cats, into my home decor for the season. As I'm creating and building, you can tell that my sign's a little bit off. That's okay. I mean, is that perfectly imperfect? Could I pry it out and try 101 times to get it straight? Probably. But it looks like, just looks like new paper to me, so I'm going to use some of the decrepit dust and a little bit of clear wax. And then we are going to go ahead and add a little bit of dirt and age to this piece. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. Brush, and then just ever so slightly go along. Just blending it all in. Clear wax out. I need to seal my clay-based paint. So I'm just using some of that wax. I want to go crazy a little bit. You can add. Just make it your own. And then I'm actually going to take some of the wax because then this is going to look so clean. Okay, now I'm going to start gluing together. I let my glue cool down a little bit because the Ryobi glue gun gets hot. And sometimes it'll melt these trees. So we're just gonna let it dry. And then I'm going to add my little guy over there. Then I have these Baby's Breath from Hobby Lobby. They're fake, they're just plastic. But I feel like he needs something behind him. So I'm just going to go ahead and I just pulled one of these off. And then I also have this black greenery, blackery. And I'm just going to add a couple of the little pieces to that. Then you have that two-tone of what was on what the tree is. Instead of throwing this away, why can't I glue it on the top? But I did just take like some sandpaper, try to clean up that edge a little bit. Painting wax. Sometimes your finger's the tool of choice. Little tweak I think is I'm going to add this Rusty Crusty Star. I don't really want to see that coffee cup and then the cat with a hat on. So hopefully when I put some glue on it, I can put it like right in that area just to add some more visual. I am going to take some black wax, Jolie's black wax, and then just so that it goes with. I don't necessarily want it to be covered up with paint, so like it looks like the same as the cat. A little bit more dimension, and then try to get it into that small space. And then I have one more of the little stars that I did that too. Need to make sure that that is not going to interfere. And I'm just going to go back around with a little bit of the black wax just to add some age to the little drawer itself. the pumpkin, the little, to represent the paper mache old pumpkins. I got another one of the little boxes. And I'm going to try to go the opposite way of the one that I just did. Just happened to have bingo card that had 31, but of course the 31's all the way at the bottom. I had the only 2 bingo cards I have left with 31 on them. So it looks like I am able just to cut off this bottom part. And then, nope, I need a little bit more of that top. Try my best to get it in there. So even though I'm not sure if the final design we're going to be able to see that 31, but I do have, I just bought the number 1 and number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and get that painted up. Same, I'm going to go ahead and use the same DIY clay-based paint because I can hit it with the heat gun and get it to dry fast. So I need to seal my paint in, so I'm just going to take some of the matte finish clear coat and then just give them a spray. I have a curiosity. Can I stain this a little bit in the coffee water? Will it stain? A little bit. It just goes deeper in than the one that I just put the aging wax on, or the dark and decrepit on, I mean. So there's that. Yeah, it does. It ages it a little bit. I think I have a little bit better control with this tight of space, just using the wax to do a little bit of age to it. So that's what I'll do. I'll just use some of the aging wax around the corners. Even though the bingo card itself has age, I just want to give it some more age. It's just a different look. I'm going to take a dry one and rub it in. Because this is a dry piece of paper, or cardstock, dry cardstock. But yeah, I do think on my numbers though, I think that the dust will do the best. Because you're really not going to see the aging wax so much on black, but you can see this a little bit better. Glue them on. Now to glue this in, I'm going to do that same thing. I like them without the base. Glue's a little bit hotter this time, so as I like this, I'm going to go in and tone down the shininess. Whatever's on the brush I think will work. See how it's just toning down the resin piece a little bit. I know it's not clear wax, but just something to stick. The Dustin. So then we'll get him glued in. And then I got a mini, look at, I got a mini little kitty cat. Bought this little pack of kitty cats, scaredy cats off of Amazon, and no regrets there. But same thing, super shiny. So some of the wax. This kind of brings everything together instead of having one piece that looks way new compared to the other pieces. Let's see, is it focusing? Oh, there you go. You can see his green eyes now. So cool. So I'm going to take some glue. We're going to get him glued on now. And then a little bit of glue on the kitty cat. So I got them all glued in there now. I'll try to add a little bit of the baby's breath to kind of bring it together and a little bit more of that blackery to make it pop. Try not to cover up that 31, but I added the other 31 and I think it looks pretty cool. Even though it has lots of age. During the spooky season. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Yes, I love the whimsical, the childhood memories of little trinkets, little toys, little trick-or-treats, and then just gathering them all together and then making cute little displays that you could just put a piece here, put a piece here. Some people really do love the whimsical, and they probably decorate their houses like I do for Christmas. So give me a quick comment down below. Have I inspired you to go out searching for little trinkets, little yummies, seasonal or otherwise? So again, thanks so much for watching today's video. And as always, if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out the channel for the first time and you liked what you saw, please smash that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we've uploaded a new video. And we will see you next time, guys. And you can see what we're up to. Bye.